Hello, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. I see Joe there. I see Patty there. so, let me tell you guys about this little interesting tidbit. Um, okay, so I was in the process of pushing all the right buttons to get here, and I was on a call that ran a minute late, and you guys were able to actually talk over here in the chat before I ever got here. How cool is that? I like that a lot. I really like that because, every once in a while, things don't work out quite the way you think they're going to, and you're trying to push buttons and stuff. But I had set this up and sent out the notification on Facebook that it was coming at 2 o'clock. So I'm assuming that it opened the platform because I didn't. I think that's pretty cool. Hey, Terry, how are you? So I'm trying to catch my breath here because I've been talking quite a lot. Um, and I've been talking. It's amazing. I just been talking to people, and things are going so awesome. So Crypto Chris here. We have Crypto Joe over here in our comments section. Let me explain why we have Mr. Crypto Joe over there. God love my co-host. He rolls with everything. It's almost like he's a well-rounded ball. I love that. And so he says, "Oh, be a lot cooler if it was on there. LOL. It opens with a Facebook link." Oh, okay. Well, and that may be Joe because I sent it on a Facebook link. Just so you know, I sent it out to Facebook because we'd been doing our lives on Facebook. So I sent it out to Facebook on Facebook. Um, so I wanted everybody to understand that we've put in a request. The broadcaster that Joe and I have been using to go live with on Facebook, uh, it has two different programs apparently. So today, when I went into the broadcaster, as I promised everybody that I would be doing the research, I went into the broadcaster to try to connect it to YouTube. I can't because the license that I have is a Facebook license, not a YouTube license. So I sent a support ticket in to the company, and I've requested that they cancel my Facebook one because as far as I'm concerned, I won't do any more lives on Facebook that way, and and to reissue my certifications for that program in the YouTube search so that we can get Joe and I both here and we can start having guests on here. And so, I hadn't really got an opportunity to talk to Joe, but about 20 minutes. Oh my God. Yeah, I know I'm having DTs. I'm having co-host DTs. So I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but about 20 minutes today. And I wanted to make sure that he was in a good place and that he was agreeable. But I would like to once Joe and I get used to the broadcaster over here on YouTube, okay, because that's going to take a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of fine tuning and stuff like that. I would like to actually start inviting one person maybe a week to come on just as a guest person. Okay, you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. But Joe and I set this up to kind of get to know people, and I feel like that would be a good anchor for us to bring people on, right? And let them tell us about themselves and their lives, and maybe some of the things that's happened to them along the way, and what kind of businesses they've done, if they've been successful in this but not in this, or whatever. If they want to talk about success, fine. If they don't, fine. Just kind of let people also, because there's a following for our group, which we're still trying to get them pulled over here. So I'm going to ask again that everybody please share the recording and ask everybody to please go to the actual YouTube and follow us over there and follow our lives. Okay. so they'll get the notifications. But the 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 thing about being able to get to know people, I think that's a beautiful thing, absolutely beautiful thing. And I think it would be a great platform, and we have a good platform here. We have a really good platform here. I think it'd be good for some of you all to come on here, and everybody else get to know you guys too, right? So just a guest host spot with Joe and I, and just featuring you. Who is Patty Moore? Who is Bethany Gibbs? We could call it "Who Is." That's what we'll call it. Who is? All right, that sounds good. What do you think, Joe? Tell me. Tell me in the comments, Joe. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. What do you think? What do you think? Who is? Yes, absolutely. So, and this will accomplish a lot of things, right? It's going to share something that Joe and I have worked pretty hard to be consistent and good at. It's also going to give you guys kind of an idea of what it's like to be behind the gun, right? Not only that, but it's going to also give you guys, excuse me, it's also going to give you guys an opportunity to get your story out there a little bit about who you are and why you're online and why you do what you do, and maybe some of your dreams, some of your wishes, that you might want to share with people. I think that would be great. So yeah, I definitely want to talk to that piece of the puzzle, and get you guys running and started with that. So thank you. And I appreciate that, Joe. I'm glad you like it. It just came to me. I don't know, one of those things. So what are we going to talk about today? I know. I wish I could be on the show. Joe, I miss you, brother. It's been too long. It's been too long. I'm going into DTs. Come on. I'm going into Joe DTs now. Come on. Um, so let's talk today about business, a little bit about business, and the right and the wrong way to do things, right? So some of you may have seen a post that I recently put up that said, are you using Facebook to market? Question mark. And then my statement was 9 out of 10 are doing it wrong. And, and that's true. They're doing it wrong. And then right behind that, I said, learn how now before it's too late. So what am I actually getting at there? What was the motivation for that post? Well, quite honestly, today, this very day, I got hit 5 times before noon. 5 times before noon on Messenger. Just drop their link and run, or throw a link up and it says, I thought this was down your alley, was one of them. I thought this would be down your alley. And it was a link to something. And it did have something to do with crypto, but it was cloud mining or something to that effect or whatever. I did click on it. Most of the time I don't. I did see that it was a crypto thing. And so I did the whole research on that real quick. Lots of fun emojis. I know, I love that. So I did the research on it real quick to make sure that it wasn't a bug, that somebody wasn't giving me a virus. Because I don't know if you all realize that or not, but anytime you click on a clickable link and you activate that link, that's how a lot of people's computers, phones, and tablets and things of that nature get a virus, is because people have nothing better to do than to see how many people they can mess up their world. So, I mean, it's sad. I know it's sad. And for me, it's like, really, I could play dominoes. I could talk to my best friend, Joe. I could ride a bike. I could do P90X. But, you know, these people get their jollies, creating viruses and sending them to people. I'm like, whatever, you know? So, um, yeah. So that kind of made me post that post, right? Because, like, really, it, I, okay, let me preface what I'm about to say with I applaud the effort, okay? I applaud people being excited. Okay. I applaud that they are excited to a point that they want to introduce something to someone. So I give them 3 applauds. But you know what? It only takes one oh shit to wipe out a whole lot of attaboys. Okay. And just that dropping that link like that and not saying, hey, my name is Joe, and I see you're in crypto. Uh, how long you been in crypto? Start up a conversation with me. Okay. So I want to tell you that there are 3 things that you should be doing if you're marketing online, not just Facebook, online. We're going to take it a step further. Okay. You've got to establish know, like, and trust. 3 things. Know, like, and trust. 3 things. Okay. So you have to get to know me, right? I have to like you, right? That's important. And then I have to trust you. Okay. So why is that the right way? Well, it's the right way because if you want to be a professional marketer and you want to take it to a level that is going to blow people's minds and is going to create havoc on the world of marketing, that's what you do. Okay, because people join people, they don't join businesses. Okay, they don't get involved with things they don't know anything about. They don't just go out looking for a business to join. Usually, okay, you've got some people that do. But by and large, most of the time, what you need is know, like, and trust. Okay. And then to establish your know, like, and trust, you're not going to talk about your business. Okay. Or your side hustle. Okay. Or, or the trash in business or the things that people do wrong in business. You're not going to talk about any of that stuff. You're going to keep everything positive, right? Remember our PL, positive lane. We're going to stay in our positive lanes, right? And we're going to keep those vehicles running in our positive lane. Well, to do that, we absolutely, Joe, have to take the BS out of business. And I totally agree with that. But, we have to let people get to know us a little bit, you know? We have to like the other person, and that person needs to like us as well, right? And then we have to have some kind of a trust bond. Okay. And you can formulate trust with people in a lot of different ways. you know um you can determine if hot or cold with other questions, absolutely. um but some people give something away free. Okay. um some people give away free knowledge. That's something free, right? So maybe I'm talking to somebody new, and they are in affiliate marketing and they want to better their business. I can give them a nugget or two that'll help them on their affiliate business, right? Absolutely. Now, is it costing me anything to do that? Time, a little bit of time. Is it worth that time? Absolutely. And the reason it's worth that time is because you've got to establish those relationships before you start talking about business and making money and blowing their head off with they're going to make $1,000 a week. They can't comprehend that. They're not there. Trust me, they are not there. And that's something else I want to talk to you guys about really quick. Is this thing right here? When you start talking to people about money, please don't talk to them about big numbers. Okay. Most people, when you're talking to people, most people are looking for that extra $200 to $500. Okay. And we're talking a month. We're not talking a week. Okay. And I know that that's not going to work for you. I know that you need more than that, want more than that, and aspire to have more than that. And you will have more than that. I decree it. But when you're talking to somebody new, they can't grasp the concept that money is just an object. Money is just something that we attract to us, okay, in amounts that we specify, okay? And they don't understand that this new business adventure or this affiliate program or this crypto thing can create them that money. So they got to start where they're at, right? And so there's been survey after survey after survey after survey, especially since 2008, that has proven that an extra $200 to $500 a month would have saved a lot of people from bankruptcy, foreclosure, and a lot of other things. Okay. So when you talk to people about something they can understand. They can understand 200, 500. Okay. They cannot understand 5,000 a month. No, it's not up here. They can't get it yet. Okay. You got to take them through baby steps. And so, I was having a conversation earlier with somebody. There's and this is kind of a sideline, but you'll understand because I'll put it all together in a nice, neat little box and wrap it and put a bow on it for Joe. But, the person that I was talking to has been in developmental mode. Okay. And it's been running 1,000,000 miles an hour and is spurting like this to people, different things. And everybody's not getting the same conversation. Everybody's not getting the same information. So every time they talk to this person, they're talking to something different because he's talking about something different because he's in developmental phase. Okay. Now, when you're in developmental phase, okay, you see the whole picture, but your mouth only talks about bits and pieces. Okay. So it spurts, it's blurps. All right. And so people get confused that way. They get worn down that way. They give up before they ever start. Okay. And so I don't want that to happen to anyone that I'm associated with. Okay. So I was saying to that person, I said, okay, well, all of this that you're doing, all of this that you're putting together is going to make everyone's life so much easier, but you need to step back and punt. Okay. Because people are hearing this and they're hearing that and they're putting this out and putting that out. And then the next thing you know, they're confused because you're talking about this, this, and this. When in reality, there are four, and this is a business thing that's going on, okay, just to kind of give you an idea. This is a business thing that's going on. There's actually 4 businesses. Well, you've got to build everything and all the infrastructure and all of the programming and everything for all 4 businesses and get it tested and ready before you launch everything. Okay. And so that's where some of us with a little bit more eloquence and a little bit more, what is the word I'm looking for? A little bit more reservedness. I think I made that word up. But, that's where we pull back a little bit and we're looking at everything that's on the table and we can see it because he as a mentor has given us a vision. So we see, when we see all this stuff on the table, we can see where it's going and how it's going to connect and what it's going to do, but everybody else doesn't get it. Okay. So don't confuse your people. Let's see. People don't realize that you don't have to clock in to make a living. Absolutely, Joe. I love that. I love that. My mouth and my throat's dry. I'm gonna get me some of this good Colombian right here. Hang on. Man, is that good. So, Joe is absolutely right. The time clock is fading. The millennials, oh my God, the millennials don't want anything to do with manual labor. They don't want anything to do with clocks. They don't want anything with being told what to do. They don't want anything to do with anything that remotely looks like what we would call work. Okay. And that's okay. But you have to know how to talk to those people. Every group of people has a different language. Okay. And if I go to a millennial and I try to teach the millennial the way I was brought up and taught, they're looking at me like I got 9 heads. Okay. Because they're not relating to that and they're not going to assimilate to that either. Never going to assimilate to that either. So, my thought process is everyone can create. Everyone is able to create an income. They can create that income from whatever it is that they want to create it from. Joe and I, we've chosen to go crypto like a lot of other people. Okay. And we're excited about crypto. But this is what I want to say about crypto is everybody got really excited and jumped in and was gung ho, and then the next thing you know, people were looking around and they were saying, crypto's not going up as much as I want it to, or this is happening, or that is happening. Again, just like the guy that I was talking about a little bit earlier, who because he's in creative mode, right? He doesn't see that the people on the side are a little bit confused and a little bit out of touch with what they see. So, and that's exactly what's happened in the crypto world. Okay, we all are going to have to step back a little bit. Okay, we're all going to have to step back just a little bit. Hey, Joe Hawthorne, how you doing, buddy? And we've got to remember that this crypto thing has overwhelmed so many people, and they've been hurt. Okay, they've been given a black eye left, right, and down the middle every time they turn around. They dot this one, and then the next one dots this one, and then they dot this one, and and then they box their ears. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. And so my thought process is, thank God for cryptogenics, because cryptogenics put together, right? Cryptogenics put together a nice, neat package, and they called it education. And it's 45 lessons. And when you get done with those 45 lessons, you know more than 90% of the people in the industry. Why are we not excited about that? And I'm just talking right now, I'm just talking to my KGX folks, okay? Why are we not excited about that? We should be setting the world on fire. Setting the world on fire. Because we have something that's going to teach others. It's going to make others' lives better. Right? So, how do we get into those conversations? Joe, I know. I'm not talking about you, brother. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my posture is better this week. Nothing's changed except I started a class and started reading. Okay? Nothing's changed. I promise. It's just the delivery. It's just the delivery. So, you start by getting to know people. It's either in person or online. It doesn't make any difference. The process is the same. You start by getting to know people. Exactly, Joe. You say hello. Hey, y'all. How you doing? What's everybody doing today? Right? Get to know what's going on in people's lives. Right? We're going to get some hate mail for this, Joe. Get ready to answer it, because I'm tired of explaining myself to some of these people that send these messages. But and here's the thing: it doesn't even matter, because hate mail or love mail, it's all mail, and it's getting everybody's attention. So I'm going to say something that's probably going to rub one or two people wrong, and some of these professional marketers that walk around with their chest out and say, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way, they're going to get mad. We don't really care. But this is what I'm going to say: stop trying to make it a science. Okay? Stop picking it apart. Just be real and authentic. Now, that doesn't mean, okay, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of stuff out there that's proven, that has track records, that there are tests that were done, psychological tests and things of that nature. There are certain words and things of that nature that, yes, if you know them, they will greatly enhance your conversations and your end result of more people in your business. Okay. But stop trying to make it a science. Don't go, and I'm going to use Rick Ricketts because he's been in the business forever and he's a fossil and I love him, but that's just the way it is. Rick Ricketts, you cannot go pick Rick Ricketts apart. You cannot scientifically pick him apart and say, this is why he's successful, and if I do this, I'm going to be successful too. No, you're not Rick Ricketts, number one. Okay? You're not Rick Ricketts. He's been doing this for 35, 40 years. Okay? Right? Right? So, you can't go look at Chris and say, oh, Chris did this, 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 and this. He's successful because this. Now I'm going to do all these things and I'm going to be successful too. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. We can give people examples, right? We can help people. We can help people with scripts and dialogues. We can practice interaction. Mhm. We can practice interaction, and I really believe that anyone that's in any type of marketing should be practicing interaction with somebody. Okay, somebody. Find someone to become your mastermind. One person, two people, three people, 5, 20. I don't care, but you need to be practicing with each other. Why? Because your brain hears what your mouth says, and your brain cannot override the mouth. Okay, the brain cannot override the mouth. All right. Everybody understand that? But you have to be yourself. You have to put your own spin. Exactly, Patty. You have to put your own spin on it. Okay. And you have to be authentic. Okay. It's not about putting the money in your paycheck. It's about helping the person you're talking to get out of a place that they don't want to be to begin with and to a place where they think highly of themselves. Do you guys realize that 9 out of 10 people that you talk to on a daily basis do not have a positive outlook about their own self? Let that sink in for a minute. They don't have a positive outlook about their own self. They don't feel good about who they are. They don't feel good about how much they make. They don't feel good about how they're taking care of their family. They don't feel good about the vehicle they drive. They don't feel good about the bank balance in their bank account. They don't feel good, y'all. They don't feel good. Let that get through your heads, please. Please. That's the number one thing. That's the number one thing that we as marketers should be doing is helping other people feel good about themselves, about their lives. When people feel good, great things happen. For real. When people don't feel good, they get stressed. Their bodies hurt. They have aches and pains that they didn't realize they had. They don't sleep well. They have irritable bowel syndrome. Their stomachs hurt. You know, their entire day is all out of whack because they don't feel good. Hey, Mafuz, I see you sneaking in. 9 out of 10 people, y'all. 9 out of 10 people don't feel good about themselves and their lives. So, what does that tell you? It should tell you that 9 out of 10 people got a problem and you need to figure out what that problem is. And then when you figure out the problem, you need to figure out how to give them the solution they're looking for. And if you do that, you have made a friend for life. A friend for life. Okay? Honest. Honest. I, I don't know why I haven't shared this before, but I feel it right here, and I feel it hard, and I feel it in a way that it's another message. It's another message that has to come through. Look, y'all, we all we should ever be is solution providers. Life is full of problem and solution, and all that crap in between is junk. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So if you find a person with a problem, you need to give them a solution. Now, will they always see that solution? No. No. Will they always want to see that solution? Absolutely. Will some people come to the solution? Yes. Look what happens when they come to the solution. Look what happens. How cool is that? How cool is that? We're in the business, y'all. We're in the business of helping people find solutions. Ah! Now, if you're helping people find solutions, are you talking about your business? Nope. Are you throwing up all over them about how much money you've made? Nope. Are you telling them that the only way they're going to get out of that is by listening to you? Nope. See? See? Now, what you can do once you have done those three things, remember the three things: know, like, and what? Trust. Trust. Once they trust you, once you get to that third level, guess what happens? Then you can say, you know, maybe let's create a situation. Joe, I'm gonna pick on you because I know I can pick on you, and you've got a tough skin. Um, let's say Joe's problem is that he's been struggling um, for months to get enough construction jobs and enough remodel jobs, right? To to keep his family afloat, and he's done it by the skin on his teeth, right? He's just done it by the skin on his teeth, and he's tired and he's beaten down, and he needs someone to listen. There's another key. Those 9 people that are unhappy and don't like their lives, they need someone to listen. Oh, wow, we are on a roll today. Get ready. So I listened to Joe, and I listened to Joe, and I sympathize with him, and I buy him a cup of coffee, and we've got the know, we've got the like, and we're working on the trust, right? We're working on the trust. Buy him a cup of coffee. We sit down. I just listen. Joe, tell me all about it, man. How did this happen? The construction industry was booming, and remodeling in Eureka Springs was, it was the thing that needed to be done because no one else wanted to take the patience and the time to do the caliber of work that you're capable of doing. How did we get here, man? What happened? How did we get here? And I'm going to listen some more. You've got to do 90% listening and 10% talking. For real. So Joe tells me all these things, and he tells me, it was a bad year for tourism, and not as many people came to Eureka Springs this year, and they just didn't make the money that they normally do during the push season, and now people are scaling back, and they're holding on to what they got because they don't know what to expect, and they're frightened and they're fearful. Wow. All those things came out of a conversation, right? And then what's Chris going to do? I'm talking to Joe, right? Well, Joe, most people, when they're in the situation that you're in, they feel trapped. What did I just do? I took the feeling that he's having, that he's feeling like this is all on him and nobody else in the world can understand, and it's a scary, ugly place to be, to most people, you know, have been there, understand that. Most people know that feeling. Most people can relate to exactly what's going on with you. And so, a lot of those people, the majority of those people, will begin to look for other things. Um, I know we're in fall, Joe. Um, what normally happens in Eureka Springs in the fall? And he says, the businesses dry up, and they're open mainly on weekends, and it's a lot of locals, and so revenue goes way down, right? Right? All of this stuff that I'm saying, all of this stuff that I'm sharing with you guys is all stuff that I know because I've listened to Joe over the course of our relationship. Okay. Now, now might be the time. He's trusting me. He's opened up. You can tell when the chest opens, okay? Because in the beginning, Joe's sitting there with the coffee, and he's meek, and he's kind of hunched in, and he's drinking his coffee, and he's telling me about his stuff. But as the trust comes into play, y'all, he's sitting up, he's sitting taller, his shoulders are back, his chest is open. Okay. When a man is vulnerable, woman, man, same difference. When a man is vulnerable, his chest is open. That's how you know you have that person's trust. Okay. That's how you know they're relaxed. That's how you know that they're with you where you are. And so then you might say a little something like, well, Joe, I just found out that there's going to be this new money coming into existence. I'm using crypto. Okay. I just found out that there's going to be this new money coming into existence, and a whole lot of people are resistant to it, because there's good news and bad news. And the bad news is that people are resistant to it now, and they're going to miss the boat. But the good news is that because of that resistance, there's a lot of opportunity for people like yourself to step into the light and be educated now and get a little bit of that cryptocurrency, that new money, before everybody else. And so you would be ahead of the pack as opposed to chasing it. Would it be okay if I shared just a little bit of information with you? It'd take about a minute. You see what I did? I completely took it completely off of him. I completely erased, okay? I completely erased any fear. I completely erased any failure. I didn't go into a negative place. I told him that he wasn't by himself, that most people were like him, that most people were looking for something. He should be looking for something. I didn't say, Joe, I think you ought to look for something else to go with it. I insinuated by telling him a story. Okay? Listen, y'all. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm telling you what works for me. Okay? And I'm giving you example. You got to make it your own. But the words that I've used, if you noticed, I used a lot of trained words in that conversation. Okay? And I showed you how to go from know, like, and trust. Okay? Because those are the three main things. Now, the biggest thing that Joe's going to want to know, now that he trusts me and I've made this suggestion and asked him, would it be okay if I share with him something that might help? Now, what's he want to know? Can I make money? What do I have to do to make the money? And can I do what it takes to make the money? Three things. Have y'all noticed there's a lot of threes going on around here today? Okay? Three things. I'm going to say them again. Can I make money? What do I have to do to make that money? And can I do what I have to do to make that money? Now, if you can answer all those three things for him in a minute or less, whatever your program is, okay, you've got him. So what does that mean? You've got to have your 1 minute presentation down pat. Down pat. Now, this was kind of an expedient example. This all happened in one sitting. And that actually, there's a lot of people talking. Hang on a second. Yes, Joe, Ocean Coin. Apply it to their industry. Show them how it works exactly in a relationship. Open your ears and get ready to listen. Yep. Would it be okay? Yep. Would it be okay if I showed you a way where you can make money in your car while you're in traffic so you don't have to be in the traffic any longer? Absolutely. Don't think about it like it's a big thing you're doing when you are using the training. Look at it like you are helping someone buy a pair of khakis. Absolutely. So, okay. All of that is great stuff. And I love that I can see all of these comments. And I've said this every day that we've used this platform. I love this because it helps me to communicate with you guys better. And I know what's going through your head, and it kind of guides my conversation a little bit. And so Joe's absolutely right. When now it's time for me to talk to Joe. And I already know that Joe's short on money, right? Because he's told me the construction business, remodel business in Eureka Springs is failing because tourism was down and people didn't make the money that they once did. Okay. So I know his problem. I know his feet, so to speak. Okay. And so now my 1 minute presentation has got to let him know really quickly that he's not alone. Okay. He's got to reinforce he's not alone. He can make money, what he's got to do to make money, and that he can do what it takes to make the money. Okay. So, and so now when I've got him to that point that he says, okay, tell me more, right? It's done. It's done. Because this is what you're going to do. You're going to say, Joe, I know money's tight. You'll knock that right out the door. He's already told you he wants to play. Okay. So you're going to knock that money thing right out the door. I know money's tight. How long do you think it would take you, or how many jobs do you think it would take for you to get $300 together so that you can pay for the education? Man, when you pay for this education, I'm telling you, you pay for this education, you're going to thank me. You're going to hug my neck, okay? Because you're going to know so much about this new currency that's coming, that you're going to be able to go out and tell the world about it. And I've set you up to make money doing that. How about that? Now, I've just told him that the first thing he needs to do is get educated. Pretty much, right? And you could do that a different way. You could say, okay, Joe, I'm going to help you, and we're going to find your $300 together, right? I need you to sign right here. Sign up. Go ahead and put them into business right then. We have this thing right here. You can log into your office. Ding, 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 ding. It's done. Okay. Lock his position in. Then help him figure out how he's going to pay the $300. Okay. Y'all, it is not rocket science, and you cannot scientifically dissect the way someone else does this and be successful. You can't do it. I'm just being honest. Now, you can take their example and put your own spin on it. Okay? Spin them up. You can put your own spin on it and make it wildly successful for you. And what that's going to require from you is litmus testing, right? Try this. Try it 10 times. If in 10 times you don't get favorable results, change something. Only change one thing. Okay? Only change one thing. Why? Because you're going to try it 10 more times. There's the magic number. See? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay? The biggest mistake I see a lot of people making is they try to become Stephen McCullough or Brandon Ivy or Chris Hanks or Rob Harris or, any number of other people, Rick Ricketts, Micah. I can't even remember Micah's last name off the top of my head, but you get the point. You get the point. It's I'm sorry, multitasking here. It's the way it is, y'all. It's the way it is. Okay. And this is where having my co-host comes in really handy, because when I go silent, he perks up pretty good. Just like Joe said, the same approach is going to work on everybody. Okay. You've got to tailor your conversation to the person that you're listening to. The only way you can tailor your conversation is by listening twice as much as you do talk. Okay. And that's how you're going to win at this game. That is how you're going to win at this game. Okay. You want to win. You're going to win. You just have to change things just a little bit, right? And remember, try it 10 times. It's a litmus test. In science, they always use the little papers and they do the things 10 times to make sure they get the same result 10 times or 8 times out of 10 or 7 out of 10 or whatever, right? So do the litmus test. Okay. And when you do the litmus test, don't be frustrated at the results. Be excited at the results, right? Because if you try something 10 times and it didn't work, you know you can eliminate that. You can set that over there. That particular delivery does not work for me. Okay. Now it might work for Joe. It might work for Patty. It might work for Sharon. It doesn't work for me. Okay. And what you've got to do is find the delivery that works for you. All of yous. You got to find the one that works for you. Okay. And you want to do that because you want to perfect your craft. You want to be the best you can be at what you do. Okay. The best you can be at what you do. That's it. Now, additionally, remember we talked about not measuring success by dollar signs or bank accounts. Remember? So you've got to measure your success, especially with something like this. You have to measure your success by how much progress did I make? Maybe your success today is trying something 10 times and you didn't get the result you were looking for. That's success, y'all. That is success because you're trying a specific thing to see if it works for you in your business. Why wouldn't you look at that as success? Okay, some of you ladies out there, and Joe and I too, because we're dadpreneurs. So I guess everybody, maybe it's you made dinner today. You hadn't been able to make dinner in a week because you've been so focused on everything else that you're doing that, you couldn't get to dinner. Your other half had to do that. That's success, y'all. The clothes getting washed and dried. That's success, y'all. See? That's success. I feel great about our live today. I'm so glad each and every one of you guys came. Joe, I'm so glad you were here with us, even in the chat section. It's a better feeling when you're here, and I appreciate that. Everybody needs that person that they can bounce off of, and that's Joe for me. And so I want to make sure that I tell you guys too that we want to do a couple KGX updates. Okay, we want to make sure everybody comes tonight to the Bridging the Gap call. Okay, we want to make sure everybody comes tonight to the Bridging the Gap call. Why? Because there's going to be some announcements. There's going to be 3. They were listed on the blog. If you haven't been to the blog, go to the blog, see what they are. Okay, because you're going to want to know all of that. Okay, I promise it's going to change. It's life-changing, and it's going to make everybody take a big, deep breath. So that's a good thing. Additional to that, be watching the blog. Things are happening. Things are going on. The universe is changing. Everything is coming to fruition. You're going to want to watch the blog and make sure you stay up to date and intact, okay, with what's going on. All right. I believe that you and I are in the right place at the right time. I believe that all the things that we've been doing, all the things that we've been learning, all the things that, all the things that we've created together are culminating and about ready to come to fruition. So don't feel like you haven't been successful. Don't feel like you haven't accomplished anything. This is what you've accomplished. You've accomplished great intake of knowledge and great direction. And now it's coming together and it's about time for action. Okay. The action is the part that's been missing for a lot of you. And you're going, why, where? Now you're beginning to understand it's about time for the action. Okay. And so I want each and every one of you guys to pat yourselves on the back, tell yourselves you're doing a great job. Tell yourselves that you're where you're supposed to be at the right time, at the right moment, at the right place, right now. You guys are where you're at. Okay. And that is the most important thing. And the reason it's the most important thing is because you can't move forward if you don't recognize where you are right now. Okay. Okay. Oh, fine. How about a coin drop? What What are you talking about? How about a coin drop? Let me read up. Let me read up. Superhero memberships for free. Okay, hey, where's mine? I want one. So Joe's been working on his Ocean Coin. If you guys aren't familiar with it, I would definitely get you to contact him and let him give you his vision, and let him help you understand what it is that he wants to do. You know, there is nothing wrong with doing philanthropic things, and as a matter of fact, I say you're not well rounded if you're not doing philanthropic things. So let's all do something philanthropic. You know, maybe it's joining Joe's thing, maybe it's creating your own thing. Heck, maybe it's both. You know, but at the end of the day, you got to be doing something to give back. Okay, you got to be something to do back. Shut up, Joe. So let's give back. Let's give back to the planet that has given us so much. Okay, our planet has given us so much, and we need to renew that, and we need to hand that to our children and our grandchildren in a way that it's going to take care of them and instill in them that they have to take care of it too. Okay, it's not just our job, right? It's not just our job. Hey guys, love you guys. We love you. Say bye, Joe. Love you, Joe. This will be up really quick. That's another benefit of this platform is they're up like that. There's no downloading and uploading and all this other crap that has to be done. So yeah, we love you. We thank you. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, be on kgxglobal.info tonight for the Bridging the Gap call. We love you guys. Have a great day.